Hi, welcome back. It's been a while. Let's get started then. Grab your mats. Also, we are going to need yoga blocks for this session, so keep them handy. We will be doing a kapotasan sequence, a nice warm up with the Surya Namaskars to prepare for the full kapotasan, the full camel pose. So let's begin by settling down into a comfortable seated position. You can sit onto a cushion, legs in a comfortable position, eyes closed, hands on the legs. Lengthen the spine up, keeping the head straight. Let's take a deep breath in and out. We'll do 3 clearing breaths, breathing in and then letting it out through the mouth. Breathing in another one, deep breath in and then breathing out with a sound. Good. Let's begin with Om. We'll chant Om 3 times together. Breathing in. Let's bring the palms together, rub the hands, palms, giving that warmth, energy back into the body by placing them up on the eyes, face, all the way down through the body, and then opening the eyes. Let's get started. We'll begin by standing up, preparing for sun salutations. Coming to the top of the mat into equal standing pose, feet together, arms by the side, body in a straight line. Let's bring the hands together into prayer position. Breathing in, stretching the arms up above the head and bending backwards. Breathing out, forward into a standing forward bend. Breathing in, step the right leg back into a low lunge. Holding the breath into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest and chin down into 8 limbs. Feet down, sliding forward and up into cobra as you breathe in. Breathing out into downward dog. Letting the body open here. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the arms. Heels of the feet towards the ground. Letting the legs lengthen as well. Take the right leg up in the air and step it forward into a low lunge, placing the right foot in between the hands. Step the back foot forward into a forward bend, and then up into standing back bend, into forward bend, step the left leg back into low lunge, right leg back into plank, 8 limbs, breathing into cobra, breathing out into downward dog. Left leg up in the air, forward into low lunge. Back foot forward into forward bend. Arms forward and up into standing back bend. Into forward bend. Right leg back, low lunge. So, kapotasan is a very deep back bend, which means we have to do a lot of opening in the front of the body. We have to do the hip openers, chest openers, shoulders, all of it in fact. So we'll start now in Surya Namaskar. Let's take the arms up above the head. Here you want to push your pelvis forward, stay in a deep low lunge, and then let's bend backwards. As you bend backwards, make sure you keep your head in between and just reach back, letting the chest area open, letting the hips open as well as you push the pelvis forward. And back to center, place the hands down. Left leg back into plank, make sure you tuck your hips. Drop the knees, chest and chin down into 8 limbs. Slide forward and up into cobra. Into downward dog. Right leg up in the air. Open the hip out to the side. Now as you do that, make sure you do not shift the body weight forward. You want to maintain that spine nice and long. And step it forward into low lunge. Same thing what we did earlier. We're going to take them arms up, stay in the deep lunge and slowly bend backwards. Back to center, place the hands down, step the back foot forward, up into standing back bend. Into forward bend, left leg back. Let's take the arms up into back bend, arms back down into plank, 8 limbs. Sliding forward into cobra, downward dog, lengthen the whole body here, letting it stretch. Push the floor away with your hands as you lengthen the arms and the spine. Left leg up in the air, opening the hip out to the side. Step the left leg forward into low lunge. Again, arms up above the head into back bend. Forward, place the hands down and step the back foot forward into a forward bend. Up into standing back bend, into forward bend, right leg back, into a low lunge. This time we're going to have the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. If you can, then keep your palms together. If not, then keep the hands open, do whatever the body allows, and again maintaining that opening in the pelvis, push the pelvis forward and drop the head backwards. Back to center, hands down into plank. 8 limbs into cobra, downward dog, right leg up in the air. We're going to go into wild thing from here. So open the hip out, keep opening, opening, and drop the right leg down. Lift the pelvis high up, chest up, let the right arm just hang there. And back into 3-legged downward dog, taking the right leg up in the air and forward into low lunge. Step the back foot forward, up into standing back bend, into forward bend, left leg back into a low lunge. Same variation, we're going to take the hands behind the lower back, interlace the fingers and open the heart center here by dropping the head backwards. Back to center. Wow, this already feels very good. I can feel the opening in my chest area, in the shoulders, in the pelvis. Into plank, step the right foot back. 8 limbs, knees, chest and chin down. Breathing into cobra, into downward dog, left leg up in the air. Again, opening the hip out, we're going to go into wild thing. Keep opening, place it down. Take the left arm up, let it hang loose, letting the chest open, and back into 3-legged downward dog. Good. Step it forward into low lunge. Back foot forward, up into standing back bend, and relax. So this feels quite good. We've done 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar. Now we'll do some more opening to get into the final position. I really like to do a lot of hip openers and chest openers before I get into the final pose. So we're going to need a yoga block. If you have a yoga wheel, you can use that as well. That works very well. I've got a yoga block, so I'm going to use that. We're going to start by sitting. You can have the legs bent or straight, whichever feels comfortable for now. And then hold the yoga block behind, in between the palms, and you're going to place it in between the shoulder blades here. So I'm going to start by placing one end of the yoga block down onto the yoga mat and then lean back onto it. I like to keep the legs bent here and then drop the head backwards once I'm here. So if you found that position, if this is uncomfortable, don't go any further, stay here. If you're feeling good, let's take the arms as well, up and back. Place the hands down for now, straight arms. And then if you want to go a little further, walk your hands in like we do in the final pose. Place your hands down if you can. Stay here, keep breathing. You can do praying hands behind, fingers pointing in towards the head. Let's hold here for 5 breaths. 5, 4, a lot of opening in the chest, in the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back. Let's bring the arms first. Place the hands down for support and lift up out of the pose. Good. Okay. For the second opening, we're going to go to the wall. So, find some space near the wall. We're going to stand facing the wall, feet hip width apart, and then we're going to place the hands onto the wall. Now here you want to check your distance and walk your feet away so that your upper body is at 90 degrees and also your feet are under the hips. Now from here, you want to press your hands onto the wall and let the chest open. You want to tilt your hips away. It's like you're trying to bring the chest and chin towards the wall. Keep opening that area. You'll feel a nice opening in the arms and shoulders here. Stay for 5, 4. You can move your feet a little. If it doesn't feel good, comfortable, you can come a little closer or go a little away. 3. The idea is to have the heart center open. 2, 1. Slowly find your way back from the wall. Good. For the next few stretches, we're going to stick to the wall, stay with the wall. You're going to need something to place under the knees, either a yoga mat or a towel. I'm going to use this little piece. And also the yoga blocks, 2 yoga blocks. Okay, let's start by coming onto our knees near the wall. Now let's place the hands onto the yoga blocks and place the right foot and the right knee up on the wall. And then slide that knee slowly down onto the ground. So your knee is placed down on the mat, touching the wall. From here, we're going to bring the other foot, left foot, into a lunge-like position. And then just do little pulses first. We're going to push the pelvis forward and then back onto the wall. Forward to the wall. Forward to the wall. Let's stay this time. Adjust the front foot where it feels comfortable. Ideally knee above the ankle. Now here, let go of the blocks for now and try to bring your lower back towards the wall. tuck the hips under. You want to feel a nice deep stretch in the front of the right leg, in the quads, in the hip joint. Now you can do that by taking that lower back area towards the wall, shoulders to the wall, and just stay here for 5, 4. It's going to be stretchy and painful here. 3, 2, and 1. Let's use the blocks again. Place the hands back onto the blocks and bring your left foot a little forward, like 3-4 inches, and then let the pelvis forward as you would in a low lunge. Go deep as much the body allows and place your hands up onto the front leg. Let's stay here for another 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay. Now the second variation here, we're going to maintain the pelvis where it is. Bring the hands into prayer position and then take the hands up and back onto the wall. As you do that, you want to drop your head as well towards the wall. Try to reach the foot and hold. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, it's really difficult to talk in that position. Now let's place the hands onto the yoga blocks again and bring the front leg into a half splits like position. So lift the foot up, the toes up, keeping the heel of the foot down, and we're going to slide that left leg forward. Again, as far as the body allows, and hold here. If your hips are down, I'm going to give you another variation. If not, stay in this position. So for those who are already down, same thing that we did before this. We're going to take the arms up and place the hands on the wall and head towards the wall. Hold the foot on the wall, right foot, and stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, nice and deep. Let's bring that left leg back. Have a moment. And then we're going to repeat on the other side. Oh. Doing this stretch for me personally is very deep. Every time I do it, it just reaches there. Okay, let's do the left leg. Let's grab the yoga blocks again. We're going to start by placing the left foot and the left knee up on the wall. Slide the knee down, place it onto the yoga mat, touching the wall. And then the front foot, right foot into a lunge position. And hips back and forward. Back to the wall and forward. To the wall, let's stay this time. Adjust the front leg. Let go of the blocks. Again, that motion of bringing the lower back towards the wall, shoulders to the wall, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands onto the yoga blocks. Right foot a little forward, front foot a little forward, pelvis forward, hands up onto the front leg and hold for 5, 4, 3, keep the pose, maintain the pose, 2, and 1. Option of staying here or trying the second variation, taking the hands to the left foot, the foot on the wall, and head to the wall. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, hands onto the yoga blocks. Next position, we're going to slide the right foot forward into split slide position, Hanumanasana position. Again, as much the body allows. If you need more opening, do not push here. Stay where you can hold the pose, either here. Keep the hands on the blocks if your hips are not really down. For those who are down, hands to the wall, drop the head back, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Now we can come away from the wall. This is good enough. I mean, the opening with the wall. Okay, if you need a moment, rest down into child's pose. I'm going to do that. So let's come into a child's pose here. Sit back onto the feet and place the head down. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. Close your eyes. Soften the face. So before we go into the full pose, we're going to go into splits here. I personally like doing that. It just gives a little bit of that more opening. So if you need yoga blocks, grab onto the yoga blocks. We're going to go straight into it because we've done a lot of opening with the wall really. So let's do the right side first. Let's bring the right foot forward and just slide it forward as far as the body allows and hold. Stay with the blocks if you're in the half position. If you're fully down, take the arms up and hold here for 5, 4. Make sure your hips are squared. So what happens if the body is not open? This right hip will just be a little up and back and left hip will be a little forward. So you want to try to square them so you get equal opening on both sides. 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the leg back into pigeon from here. So right leg in pigeon. We're going to try the Raj Kapotasan, full pigeon before we go into full camel because it's the same opening of the shoulders and the hips. So let's bend the left leg, grab the foot or the big toe, flip the arm, take the other hand back, drop the head and hold. Stay. Now here, I like to take my arms backwards, like try to straighten the arms back. It just gives more opening into the shoulders and chest. So just play about here. And then bring the foot back towards the head. Take it away. Bring it back. And let go. Good. Let's go back into child's pose again. Letting the back release. Deep breaths or ujjayi breaths, if you know how to do that. Deep breaths will also do. And then we'll do the other sides. We'll start in the splits and then go into full pigeon. Again, if you need the yoga blocks, hands onto the blocks, step the left leg forward and slide it and hold. Square the hips and stay for 5, 4, 3. Look up towards the hands if you've taken your arms up. 2, and 1. Place the hands down and then let's bend the left leg into pigeon. Again, we're going to do the full pigeon. If it's not part of your practice, you can just stay here in the half position. Let's bend the back leg, right leg. Grab the toes or the big toe. Flip the arm. Take the other hand back as well. And drop the head back. Again, play about with those two positions, taking the arms away and towards the head. So take the foot away and close to the head. Take it away. Bring it back and hold. And relax. Let's go back into child's pose. Good. Now, time to do the full pose, for which we've been doing all this preparation. Let's begin by coming up onto the knees. Have the knees and feet hip width apart. We're going to go slowly into the pose, so take your time. Again, if you haven't done this before, do not attempt the full pose just yet. Just practice it few times, maybe practice with the teacher. You can still do it, but maybe stay in the half position. Okay, let's try. So I like to place my hands on the lower back first and then start by bending backwards. You want to keep a lot of opening in the front of the body, so keep pushing the pelvis forward and forward, and then drop the head back. Once you feel you can't go any further, we're going to use the arms. Maybe one arm at a time. Hands down onto the yoga mat, and then start to walk your hands forward like towards the feet. Once you're there, place the head down in between the feet. Keep walking the hands towards the heels of the feet and stay. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly find your way back into child's pose. We're going to rest down into Shavasana, but before we do that, we're going to do a nice spinal twist to release any tension from the back. So let's come down into Shavasana. Open the arms out to the sides. Left leg straight. Place the right foot upon the left thigh, and then drop the legs towards the left, head towards the right. It's really important to do a nice spinal twist after the back bend. It releases all the tension from the spinal area, especially the lower back. Back to center, other side. Right leg straight, place the left foot upon the right thigh and drop the legs towards the right, head towards the left. And come back into Shavasana. I hope you enjoyed this session. Let me know in the comments. And subscribe, of course. Stay as long as you like here. And I'll see you again. Thank you.